So it's been a while since I've done a SimRig video. Since the last few, I've moved apartments and made a couple modifications. So I just wanted to kind of go over what's been done. And I really do think a few of the things have improved the setup quite a bit. So I'll just get right into it. First of all, obviously, I've painted everything black, which if you're someone that's doing a DIY SimRig, this is probably the number one step that I would include. I know I've done a few videos with DIY, and I wish I would have painted it so much sooner. I know anytime you post something, people are usually saying, get it painted, it'll look great. They're right. Like, they're 100% right. It looks so much better when I walk into the room and the cables blend in. It blends into the color of the floor. It blends in with the wall better. The monitors, everything else in my setup. So if you're looking to do a DIY rig, number one recommendation, obviously, other than getting the rig up and working, is just getting out there and buying a $15 can of paint, one of the roller brushes, and getting after it. Another modification I made is I just made a quick keyboard and mouse tray. And I think that's about it since those videos. And I'll just get into what I did for those. And I'll start right with the paint. The first thing I did, I just got a quick drying interior paint from Lowe's. I went with black, any shade of black, as you can see. And it maybe took me 15 minutes to paint the rig, and then it took I did 2 coats, and it was about 2 hours in between coats. Well, no, it was more like 30 minutes in between coats. I added the second one because it already dried a bit, and then I waited another 2 hours before, 2-3 hours before I flipped things over and painted the other side. So all in all, the paint job probably took me, it was more like 8 hours, but do the first set, go out to eat, come back, do the next set, and by the end of the day, wait a day for it to dry. The next day, you've got a much better looking rig. It just goes with the room better, looks better, feels better for sure. And this is going to sound weird, but I think it does help with the immersion of being in the rig because you're no longer drawn away by the wood factor. You're just looking at your screens. It's the only light source that isn't black, and I can't recommend it enough. So I'm just going to do a quick 360 so you can kind of see what it looks like now. Obviously, we have the black base, and then behind the cables, because of the black, the cables sink into the background so much, so the cable management just looks a lot neater, even though I've done nothing different. Our black microphone and like this clamp, when it used to be wood color, stuck out like a sore thumb. Now it all just looks like it's part of one system. And we've got the light up there, that's also black. So basically all the accessories I had on this were black prior. And so now I've gone and made them all stand out so much less. Black pedals, black stand, black metal trim on the seat. These are all things that used to stick out like a sore thumb. You can see, I don't know if I can get a good angle from this side. So the next thing I added was this little keyboard and mouse tray on the side. It's just, I believe, 2x12 that I had laying around. And then I used some just 2x4s to prop it up. And I keep it right here next to the seat, and it's a good height for when you're either in VR or you're trying to just navigate menus and stuff while you're using the PC. That's really all I wanted to show off today, was just what it looks like with the black paint on it, and hopefully I can convince some more people that are doing their DIY to do it when they build their rig, because once you get everything set up and it's all going and working and you still have the base wood exposed, it's really hard to take everything off and go back through and paint it. So luckily I moved, everything was apart, so I went and painted it, and 100% can recommend when you build your rig, spend the extra $20, get a pint of black paint, get a roller, and paint it black.